let's explore the white balance tool a little more in depth. Remember, white balance is how we can take a color cast out of our image, or maybe you want to add one back in. What I normally do is I start by clicking the eyedropper, and I come into my image and I look for a neutral tone. And this is if I want to remove a color cast. So it's kind of got a little bit of bluish tinge to it. So I'm going to click, and now it added a little bit more almost reddishness to it. So I'm going to click around a little bit, that's a little bluer, until I get a look that I like. And as I do that, take note over here, it now says custom for my white balance. When I started, it said as shot. So I can modify this. If I get it looking pretty close to what I want, but I think, oh, I'd like it a little bit warmer, a little bit more yellow, I can push the temperature slider to the right to warm it up a little bit. I generally don't play with the tint too much. Every now and again, though, the image does demand that you tweak that a bit more. But we can move the sliders, like if I really wanted this to have a warm feel, I could do that. And you can see here, a lot of times you're not going to be playing with that tint slider. So back to where we were. One other thing, well, there's a couple of other things. We can change the white balance by going to Auto. We can choose Daylight, Cloudy, Shade, Tungsten, Fluorescent, Flash, and Custom. And remember, Custom is when we start to get in here and make adjustments ourselves. Do these look familiar? They are like the presets you have on your camera. Pretty cool. Let's go back to As Shot for a moment. And if I hold the Shift key and double click on the temperature slider, Adobe is going to make the adjustment that it thinks needs to be made. Same thing for the tint slider. Hold the Shift key, double click. Actually, that looks really darn good. So that's a little bit more about the white balance. You can always see your before and after by holding the eyeball down. You might remember that from an earlier video. Now, go have some fun.